So guys, whoever is joined just now, please provide your details. Who not attend last session, that is on Friday. Whoever is not received the last recording, please provide your details. I'll forward that recording along with today's recording. This is what we discussed in the last class, the BA process. One example, how the data we get from any portal or any application. From there, how we store the data in some storages account based on your company requirements, budget. They may go with the structured data, they may go with the semi-structured, unstructured databases, cloud databases. Depending upon the company to company, the data may change, data may come from different places. We cannot predict right now. Data in whatever the format. So our more focus is to how we can get the data, how we can clean them, how to get the data in a proper information, proper understandable data, in whatever the format that we get from the source. Our primary job is to make the data to proper information. That information helps to the business owners to take the business decisions. All right. So whatever the data may comes, as I said in the last class, we do as a chef work. We process them, we clean it, we apply some ingredients on top of that. Nothing but some logics. We put some restriction, which data we required, which is not required, which is unwanted. We clean those data, and proper data we pass to the OLAP systems. That is readable data. So the data will be available at you have 24 hours live, historical data, daily base data we dump from through data factory to your databases or data warehouse. Based on your reporting tools, people they use Power BI, SSRS, Tableau, Cognos, ClickView, whatever the reporting tools they use. So if you are going as a reporting, you must require to know basic ETL, either the SSIS or the data factory. So this entire process comes under your data engineer. Not only you're just doing the ETL work, you're also working or playing with different services. A cloud services comes data lake analytics, data factory, blob storages, data warehouse synapse, virtual machines, analytics services. So as per in MNCs, whatever the role that you have, only that particular area you have to work. If they given you on a storage accounts, you have to manage Azure storages accounts. That's your work. If they given you only a development, data factory development, you have to work under data factory development area. Now you're giving just monitoring work under the development, you have to work on monitor based on your experience. If you have low experience and they try to give you on, basically they'll give you, if you have less experience, then they'll go for monitoring or scheduling jobs, those work they'll give. So these are all services, whatever we are doing in on-premises, that gets right now in the cloud. To reduce the maintenance cost, to reduce the manpower, easy to access the services, anytime you can scale in and scale down. In the sense, like if you want to increase the space in on-premises, I told you one example I have given in the last class. If you have a 250 GB, you cannot directly increase the numbers. It is very costly. System may support or not. Infrastructure will help you with those increasing the space. We don't know. Your required IT team support, manager approval. Otherwise, you have to delete the existing tools, existing data to make some space available. So this all have some drawbacks in on-premises. You have to purchase the full license. Nobody will work with a developer editions. Company will always go with a enterprise or standard editions. They'll never work with a developer. For developer is practicing for practice purpose. So very rare company work with the open source technologies. Most MNCs work only on enterprise editions, license one, and that is very costly. So same license Microsoft giving you over in the cloud platform. So they develop some cloud platform. They develop the store. The store name they given is called Azure. In that Azure, in that store, you can purchase, you can get a rental services. So how much time you are spending that rent service, you have to pay for that. If you are using the databases, how much rent, how much time you are spending, how much time span you are spending, you have to provide the amount for that. Data factory is a service to process a big data, any format of data from any application. That is not possible easily in on-premises. You have to use the third-party extensions, but Microsoft giving you that option in data factory. So I don't know if people know or don't know, the MSBI is one of the Microsoft product. Earlier we was more requirement on MSBI. Now also we have a lot of requirement on MSBI. Under MSBI, there is a tool called SSIS module. But that ETL tool is process only structured data. So semi-structured, unstructured data will not work. Max to max, it's handle the XML data. For that, they go for third-party extensions, third-party company extensions. So that have overcome Microsoft in Data Factory. So these are all services Microsoft giving you in the rental use. How much time span you use, you have to pay for that. If you are not running that service, you no need to pay. There are some services which you can pause. Whenever you require, you can restart it again. So when you pause, the services will not. Otherwise, background, the dedicated services are running for you. Okay. So whatever you do that, here physically we are using the involvement of each service. You're physically installing the services. Purchasing license as costly. And physically you're installing whatever updates, whatever patch updates or whatever it is. That's your responsible in company. But here Microsoft is going to take care of backend. So whatever data you store, there is a data center, whatever you install, just in a clicking one button, that will get installed. You no need to worry about that, how they are installing, what is happening at background. You just act like a virtually. Complete development, you work under the portal only, in the website only. You are not going to work in your system. Entire development will be done under the portal. That is a portal.azure.com. This is a place where you do entire development, production, everything you do over here. So whatever we are doing, it is same copy paste in the real time. There is no change. What we are working here, what we see there, there is no change. Same thing we are working here, same thing you'll find there also. Copy paste. So Microsoft competitor right now are two other providers are there. One is the Amazon Web Services, AWS, and other one is GCP, Google Cloud Provider. But compared to these cloud providers, Microsoft have more services than these providers in terms of services, in terms of cost. You will find more GUI than the services than other cloud providers.
Up and down values comparison.
Sorry, Ganesh.
And negative values in the red bar and positive values in the green bar. Bigger bar indicate more value, small bar indicate less value.
Okay, so when you compare with other services, cloud providers like Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud providers, we have a more services under the Microsoft product. Okay, so let's take you into the portal side. So this is what we have seen in the last class. Okay, now we'll do the practically. So as I said in the last class, it basic is required is SQL. Okay, some basic DDL operations, creations, delete, update. This basic SQL is required. That is mandatory. Okay, that basic wherever it required, I'm going to help you on that. But you also put some effort on that, because in real time also it will help you when somebody asks you, because you are completely going for data engineer process. It may give you data analyst, BI developer, data factory developer, business intelligence, whatever the designation based on your experience, based on the company to company, the designation will change. Don't worry about the role and responsibilities. Your role and responsibility will be the same, but designation will be changed based on your experience. Just keep in this mind. Okay. So basic DDL, DML operations, views, procedures, the basics are required. Wherever it required, I'm going to help you, but you also need to learn on basic SQL. Okay. Whatever we do, this method, whatever we practice, whatever we extract, basic verification is required. For that, we required SQL knowledge. You are trying to load the data from some databases or from files to your databases. There we required basic verification. So there you have 100 records. Is that 100 record is processed here properly or not? You have to verify it. Then only this reporting will be done. You have some 100 records and you process some 80 records, and client will come here and they'll see in the reports, you will find 80 records only. Client will go back here. They will see here in the client, in the source level, they will find that 100 record was there. Then first question will be raised to this Power BI or whatever the team it is there. They'll first raise this question, why it is showing 80. When I can see, I have a screenshot with the source. There is 100 records, but in your report it's showing 80. So we cannot say that it is 80, but there are some restrictions are there. There are some transformations are there that may become unwanted data or junk data or based on some logic. So you have to open that packages. That is we call as change request when you get this one. Okay, so you need to work on some CRs, change request, or some we call as ad hoc request, or we can say that some ticketing tool you'll have. Going further, I'm going to help you on that, how to you resolve this kind of issues, how to debug these issues. This is your daily role and responsibilities. You are not going to work 24 hours on development, because generally people what they do, they in institute they just say you're going to work on only development, pipeline development. No, that is not your role and responsibility. Your role and responsibility may be, yes, development, no doubt. Apart from development, also you're going to work on some other modules. So morning 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 6 p.m., whatever your schedule, based on that, you work in different environment, ad hoc request, there is a ticketing tool is there is a support is there is ad hoc request is there is a some other presentations are there. That all we are going to work in morning 9 to 7 or 6 p.m. schedule. Okay. The role and responsibility, what they are asking in the interviews is not like your resume copy paste. You have to prepare your role and responsibility, what you do in the morning 9 to 6 p.m. That is your role and responsibility on your project. Don't simply copy and paste what you see in the resume. Okay, that is just to showcase, but your main important point is role and responsibilities. Morning 9 to 6 p.m. what you work. That is your responsibilities in your current organization. Okay, that we'll discuss in the coming sessions. Don't worry. I'm going to help you on that because, as you know, as my background, as I told you in the last session, since from last 10 plus years of working in the IT industry. So even I was started with a non-technical because there are a lot of things are there. So as I told you in the last class, I was work with a Wipro, IBM, currently working assistant manager, handling multiple teams on premises in the cloud. So current working on the telecommunication project. So I'm going to help you on that project. You just copy and paste. I'm going to help you on the interview questions, resume preparation, and whatever they ask in the interviews point, that I'll help you. Okay. So same real time, what we do in real time, that only I'm going to explain. So yes, definitely we have a good material, go through that. And daily basis, I'm going to provide you the recordings, no doubt. Whatever we do right now, I'll provide you that recording. Okay, daily basis. Okay, so to start with this Azure, you don't require any tool to install in your computer. Just three things are required. What we require, just three things. One is you required is internet. One is required system. One is required subscription. What is that? Subscription or nothing but account, Azure account. Only three things are required to start with your Azure. You don't require separate tools to install. Only you required one is internet, one is system, one is subscription. So this is the place portal.azure.com. So to create a subscription, you required azure.com. You need to go to the Azure portal, azure.com, where you can go through some services, nothing but kind of software they are providing you online. And online only we create, delete, updates, all those things. Okay. So one is internet, one is account. So when you log into the azure.com, azure.com, this is the place where you can see a lot of services, other new things. This is the main portal of your Azure. Okay. Many creation accounts, pricing, subscriptions, a lot of things you'll find here. And the other place is portal.azure.com. Get started with Azure. So there are different type of subscriptions that we have. One is free account, one is a pay as you go account. Free account is something, see, I told you. So when you go to the Amazon, when you go to the Flipkart, what you do there, you purchase some products. When you purchase a product, when you have some account, right? When you have some account, when you have some mobile number, then only you can order some products online. I want to order some gadgets, electronic products, clothing. You require some account. Otherwise, how they know what is your address? Who is the person? What is your mobile number? How they going to know? When you create account, then only they know they can. You can go and see the products. There is no doubt. But when you want to order something, you need to provide your details. You need to create account. The same way, when you want to order something, when you want to order like machines, you want to order storages account, when you order ETL tools, when you order databases, when you want to order some other summary databases, you require the account in cloud. So same way, when you go to the Amazon Prime, Netflix, you want to watch the movie, what you do, you require subscription. Without subscription, can you see the movies, premium movies? No. The same way, without subscription, you cannot order anything. You cannot see anything. You cannot play anything without having subscription. There are three type of subscription currently we have. One is free subscription. Other one is student subscription. Third one is premium subscription. That is a pay as you go. Three type of subscriptions currently we have right now. So free subscription is Microsoft itself giving you as a marketing purpose 200 USD dollars in Indian currency, almost 15,000 or 16,000 rupees INR. Student is giving you 100 USD dollars. This is you have to pay from your pocket. That is a premium monthly basis billing or yearly basis billing. You have to pay from your pocket. So this 200 USD dollar Microsoft giving, you cannot withdraw this amount, guys. So this 200 USD dollars, they are giving you to purchase and practice your project. You want to purchase anything on a rental purpose, you can use that 200 USD dollars. So there is no free of cost. You have to use this 200 USD dollars. When you create account, free account, it automatically credit this rupees to your account. And with that, you can purchase any sort of services. We don't call softwares here. We call services or resources. Okay, let's see here. So when you click on Azure Try for free, it takes you to the portal. It is asking me for sign up. Okay, no problem. So what they are giving you in free, let me show you here. Come down. You can see what is a free account. See, student account, they don't do any promotion. They're not doing any sort of marketing. Why? Why not? This all I'll explain in the regular class. But right now you can see free and pay as you go. But if you want to, sir, I want to create student, go ahead. Click on student, Azure student account. And search, you'll get. You can create directly Azure student account. What is the drawback? I'll tell you in the next class. Okay. So you'll have Azure student accounts where you can create student account. Okay. Start with 100 USD dollars. So these are some services which Microsoft giving you for free account, for a free account, and for a pay as you go account. So how many free services giving you, how many months they are giving you, we'll discuss that in coming classes. Okay, in coming classes we'll see all these details, how to work. So to sign up, you require some details, you require some information to fill it. How to fill, practically we'll see. We have a document. With that document also you can refer and you can create your own account to practice. Okay, so now we'll see how to create this all account, or one example we'll see here. So this is my storage account. This is a cloud storage account. This is a case study, one of the case study. Okay, and this is your data factoring account. This is a database and to present in the report. Okay, I'm getting a data from the storage, and this is my application. This is my application. Application may be online or offline, whatever it is. People may purchase from the online, people may purchase from offline delivery. All the information they are sending this application to one of the storage account. That is what I explained here. Whatever the application they use store in storage account. Right? Can we see practically the same picture? Let's see. Once you sign up, you will get the details to create some details, how you create a Gmail account. You can create this one. Okay, I'll show you in the next class how to do that. All right, so I have already account. I'm going with the portal.azure.com. Once you create account, it will log into the .com. Sign up with that. So this is the main portal where you do entire development. Okay, what we require first of all, just understand the requirement. Later do the development. Here our requirement is data. You completely entire process, entire project, you only focus on data. No other work. We only play with the data. Our entire life as a data engineer, as a data analyst, as a business developer, business analyst, sorry, not business data analyst, business intelligence developer, a data factory developer, we only work with the data. So what we are doing here is we have a data. With that data, we need to process in the database. We need to load in the database. There may be a different challenges. You may get raw data. You might get bad records. You may get different process structures, semi-structure, whatever. That is data. With that data, with this tool, we are going to load into the database. Anyone know why we are loading this data to the database? Example, I have this data. I have a data example, practice data. Any data is there here? I have this data, country-wise data. Do you know this data is available in this storage account? Here, that data is available. The file is available. This file I'm loading to database. The question is why we are loading this data into the database? Anyone know? What is the purpose we are loading the data into the database?
To make
Like read the data from the file only.
sir, to make the data more meaningful and get the insight.
To make the data more meaningful. Is not this data is meaningful? We cannot understand this data.
But we cannot perform the operation on that.
Operations, what sort of operations? Okay, operations may be the aggregations. Let me see, I have Excel. Oh, okay, you're talking about operations. Tell me what sort of operation you want. I'll help you with this Excel. I'm good at Excel. So whatever the operations you want, I'll do in the Excel only. What you want? You want aggregate data? You want country-wise information, country-wise revenue? You want country-wise counts? You want, tell me what operations you want. I'll help you on that. Country-wise revenue, country-wise employees, country-wise employees. Canada having this much of revenue, only 6 employees. Can we see? And if I filter out, on Canada, have a 6 employees. If I aggregate this all, you'll have this much of revenue. This much of revenue. Tell me what operations you want.
Sir, we cannot maintain the history of the data.
They can't be maintained history of data here. Same revenue.
We can, but it is not a global. Everyone cannot access. The one,
Okay.
the
You-
one who having this in local system can only able to access. But what about the other user? So to make the relationship to retrieve the data easily, we put the data in a tabular form. That tabular form is actually the part of database, and the language which talk to that database is called SQL.
Okay. Yeah, that may be yes, the reason. And in terms of you want to apply some graphs also, we can apply in the Excel also. Yes, but the centralized system where we can all users can easily extract when we give access to on database level. But if you want a graphs also, we can do in the Excel also. Let's suppose you want to apply some pie chart, bar chart, all information we can do in Excel. But the problem is the huge volume of data, everyday basis data, it is not possible in Excel. And the question here is Excel also max to max. Excel also max to max will support how many records? Up to 10 lakhs. If you put a 6 lakhs also pivot or 4 lakhs also pivot, it completely will gone. You cannot maintain the historical data as you said, the centralized system where people can easily access in a form of through queries. And if this is structured data, that is okay. If tomorrow you same data you may get from different format, it is not possible in the Excel. Again. So that will be a big challenging again. Source, whether it's a structured data, whether it's a semi-structured data, whether it's unstructured data. We extract them, we clean them, those information, and transform them in a proper information, and that makes a centralized system to users where not only one person can access that cloud, anyone can able to access and prepare their reports, dashboards, and schedule the data if they know basic SQL. And this is not a one-time data. Remember guys, this is not one-time development. Every day you get a data, every day transactions happen, millions of records. That millions of record not possible in Excel, not possible in other tool. That is what we are making a centralized historical data, daily based regular data. That is what we are developing one pipeline, one package. This is we call as one pipeline, data factory pipeline. And we schedule on daily basis. Every morning, 6 a.m. I want to run. My store will close 10 p.m. So every day morning I get this data. So this is how we need to develop. We need to make our business easy to process. Okay. So let's see practically. Again, I'll go back to the portal. What we want first one is storage account. Simply understand here. First, what we require? Storage account. So I'll go to the portal. Do you see? Don't worry about the portal, how it looks and feel. What is the tabs? I'll explain you in detail level in tomorrow's class. But I'm directly creating it here. Storage account. But I'm going to help you with a basic one. Okay. For right now, I'm just explaining directly without explaining the options. In regular class, we'll see one by one each component, each options, what is the use, when we use, that we'll discuss, okay? So storage is account. I want to create one project, Vinay Tech. One project I want to create, data engineer project. Vinay Tech project. Under that, I want to create Vinay Tech or storage account. Azure storage account for Vinay Tech. Okay. What happened? Okay. So the field can contain only the lowercase where I apply some higher case. We need tech storage account. Okay. And physically where you are installing? In these locations. Physically you are installing in this location. So I'm selecting East US. So standard backup. Standard backup. Let me close this all. Okay. Just review. And create. Okay. Review and create. So another one, what I'm creating in the same another portal. Parallelly, I can work. You cannot install parallel in your system. Can you install parallelly? If you want to install SQL Server, you have to do step by step. I'll give you document the SQL Server which we do step by step process we have to apply. But here very simple. Just filling like a form and submitting database you required. Click on database. Create database. Very simple. We are doing only online. No offline involvement. Okay. We have a project, Vinay Tech project, and database is your customer database. Database required a SQL Server. I'm creating Vinay Tech SQL Server. And to log into the SQL Server, I required some user ID and password. Okay. How much GBs you required? Let's suppose right now I'm selecting some GBs. 5 GB, 10 GB, 20 GB. Okay, some basic are required. How much GBs you can select here. Where pan standard. So how much GB is required? So if you observe, when you purchase laptop, if you purchase 500 GB and if you take 1 TB also, the cost will not be that difference. You see somewhere when you see 500 GB and 1 TB, the cost will not be that difference. The same thing if you take if you have 8 GB RAM or some core processor, if you try to increase this core processor and the CPU, you make higher them. If you have single, you try to make it double, the cost will be completely will change. Do you know why? Why this will happen like this? When you increase the RAM or when you increase the core processors, the cost will be completely rapidly will change. Then the storage. Because of the performance that give you more performance than the storages. Definitely storages will also involvement, but the core processor, the RAM, when you increase, the performance that makes a performance of your system. The same way when you try to increase, even if a 250 GB also if you increase, the cost will be the same, no change in the cost. When you try to change the core processors, when you try to change the performance of that system, the cost will be completely changed. So that is the data transactions unit. It contains the code because we don't have the physical system. We are not playing with the physical system. We are completely working with virtually with a portal. So this is some tricks that you have. You need to understand on daily basis. I'll explain you. So for right now, I'm going with basic one, minimum 1 GB or minimum 5 DTUs. Okay. If tomorrow you want to increase more number, you can increase. It is not like 1 GB you selected, you will be fixed on that. No, you can change it. You can change whenever you required. Okay. And estimated cost is 407. That is not will be charged. That is the estimated cost. Right. One more portal. One is storage account. Oh, it is created. Can I go to the storage account? Vinay storage account. What storage we required? We required blob storage. Can I go through the blob storage? Blob is there, file is there, queues is there, table is there. Where is your data? In the blob. Service. Here is my data. So one folder is there called container. Here is the source data log. The name of the container is source data log. Inside that, I am going to upload a file. Same like your Google Drive, how you upload the files and how you going to share. Here also I'm going to upload a file that is my source file, data file. Where is my data? That is this one. So this is our data. You can see the file information. This is the data. Okay. So where you want to load? Under the database with the help of data factory. So can we see practically? This is ready. File is ready. Database is creating. I want to create data factory also. So I'll create data factory. This is very, very important and powerful tool right now. Lot of requirement on this only one tool called data factory. If you know this tool also, fine, no issues. We have lot of requirements on this one. ADF new test. Okay, very, very important tool this one. Be more focusing on data factory development. So you may find any sort of role under this data factory when you go with a data engineer. So this is a key role of our course and very powerful tool compared to other ETLs. You go with any sort of ETL, whether it is SSIS, Informatica, Data Stage or Glue. This is very, very important tool. So you can go and search in any data engineer process. The data factory is very important. Okay, this is the place we do the development. Right? Can we start development? What does that mean, development? Our requirement is to extract the data from here and load the data and present the data to the GUI. Instead of doing in the Excel, we do the automation with a huge volume of data. All right. Only three types you need to understand: development, automation, manage tab. That is connection tabs. Okay. What you want to do? New pipeline, new development. The pipeline name is to load the data from the database, from the blob storage to Azure SQL pipeline development. Okay. From the blob to Azure SQL Server. What do you want to do? Copy data. Simple. So don't worry, I'm going to explain you all these methods. So what is your source? Source is my blob storage. So this is the place where you will find a more number of sources, even you don't imagine, you don't work at all, those many sources you have here. Databases, cloud server, other databases, other tools, other applications, MySQL, Oracle, MS SQL, Azure databases, SAP services, API REST, API URLs, FTP servers, Salesforce databases, and other many more, which not find in other ETL tools. Okay. So what you want to do? I want to create my data is in the blob storage. Simply you have to tell blob storage. What format it is? Structure, semi-structure, or what type of format? It is a CSV file. And this is my source data set. Connection. Don't worry about what is a connection, how to create, what is this all. In detail, I'm going to explain. Okay. Done. This is my account. I'm creating it. Can we see the database is created or not? Let's go back. Yes, database is also created. Database is also created. So this is my database, the server name. It is online, it is under in this project. So in this location, let me set the firewall because I want to access the database in other applications also. I want to allow the access. Okay. Let's see. So here I want to allow the access because I want to use in the database. So under this, I have a file in data factory. One connection is ready. You can see the connection is ready. and you can preview the data. That is a file data. This is a file data. So where you want to load this data? In the target. What is your target? Database. SQL managed instance, on-premises SQL, cloud SQL. Where is the data? Is the cloud data. Do you have link services? No, I don't have link services. I want to create a connection. In the same subscription, we have server name is Vinay SQL Server. Database name is customer database. Username is Vinay SQL Server. Password is something. Still it is running. Can we go back? Set the firewall. I want to allow the access that can access by any other services this database so that I can test here. Because the database I want to access in data factory. That is what I'm allowing. And also you can see I just selected 1 GB, right? The database size, if you see, I was just selected 1 GB. If you see the compute and storage, you don't require DBA team to tell you how much GBs is left, how much database size is left. So easily you can monitor here. You have only 1 GB right now. And anytime you can increase it. Earlier 1 GB we have, now we have a 2 GB, I'm increasing it. I'll apply, I'll go here in the overview tab. And in the monitor tab, I can see how much GB I am having currently. 2 GB. Right? So it is a scale in and scale down. Do you have table? I don't have table. Can I create table? Customer table. Sir, no, sir, I know how to create a table. If you know how to create table, well and good. You don't require SSMS also. You can directly, there is an option called query editor. Here also you can create. Anyone know which tool we use to write a SQL queries?
SSMS.
Correct, SSMS. So if you want to install SSMS also, you can install it. Not a problem. No, sir, I don't have no issues. If you want to create table, customer information, what you want, customer ID, customer name, customer revenue or revenue, customer country this belongs to. And that's it. I want to create a table, I'll create a table. No, sir, I don't know how to create. No problem. We can create that also. Refresh. You just create a table called customer information. That's it. Okay, so we want to do insert operations. So mapping is very, very important because source column is different. We want to say that employee ID should go to the CID table. Name should go to the ename to the CNAME, revenue to the salary, country to country is mapped. That's it. Your data, your development, your pipeline is ready. This pipeline is this all information. Now we are loading the data. We'll start it. We'll start. What it will do, it start picking the data from the blob storage. It will start pick the data from here. It will load the data here. And then we'll see the same sort of graph pie chart in the automation tool called reporting tool, that is Power BI or Tableau or ClickView, depend upon your company, what they are using, we have to follow it. And that you don't need to worry about that. You will not work on the reporting tool. Our main focus is only on development, ETL development. We don't work on reporting part. Okay, so you can see the picture. What we did, we extracted from the blob storage and loaded to the database. How much duration it is, how many records are loaded, how many files are loaded. It's just not a one file. You can load hundred of files, millions of files. But in Excel, can you do that 100 of files? No, it is not possible. So database pipeline that may possible, but not in the manual work. Still you can do, and it takes lot of time. But here in fraction of second, we are doing a millions of record on daily basis. Can we see practically? I mean, let's see the verification, the data is properly processed or not. I'll go new query. I'll see in the new query window. What is that? Is the data is there? Yeah, data is ready. Can I write the same query to display the same format data which did manually? Yes, I can do that as well. Let me show you country wise. I want sum of revenue as revenue, right? As revenue, count of star as counts of CADs, group by a country. Can you see the same picture? Pivot, Canada, this much of records, 6 employees. India, same data. That comes under the basic SQL. You want me to design the report, pie chart report? Yes, we can do that. Let's see. Let minimize everything. Open the Power BI. So this is how we make very easy and help them to get the data or report on time. Okay, I'll go with a blank report. And I'm going to connect to the, where I'm going to connect? My data, where is my data? My data is in the database. My data is in the, here in the database, in the overview. Here is my data in this server. Can I copy paste this server? Copy this server, copy the server name, clipboard, copied. Let's go to the Power BI, get the data from more sources. See, Power BI is not a ETL tool, guys. Again, I'm saying Power BI is just reporting tool. No, see, these are the reporting components, reporting graphs, visualizations. Power BI is just a reporting tool. So we want online or Azure. All Azure is already there. Click on Azure. Where is your data in? Azure SQL database. That's it. So I hope everyone shared your details in the chat box. Anyone missed out? So please provide your details in the chat box. I'll forward this recording and the previous recording. Okay. What is your server name? Server name provided. Click OK. If it is ask you the user ID password, provide user ID and password. If not, leave it and start working on visualizations just to present the data what we developed. Click OK. And let's the data comes to the Power BI from the server. It's getting the data to present the visualization. That's it. So what sort of visualization you want? Select here. I want to show in the pie chart. Okay, it's first asking me the which table you want, because you may have many table in the database, right? So it is asking, I want this customer table, gets load this data in the Power BI and show the data. All right, any questions guys meantime? Any questions, any doubts?
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, Tiwari, please go ahead.
Sir, BLOB storage is a general place where we put our files, whatever.
Your voice is breaking, Tiwari.
I am saying BLOB is a place where we need to put all the files which we need to extract.
Yeah, that is BLF is nothing but a blob storage, binary large object format storage. So you don't need to store there. The application every day writes the data. So we don't need to upload. I upload it because we don't have application now. So application team, they are responsible. I told you right here in this picture where application will write the data in the blob storage. We manually uploaded and we did this practical example. But application will write, you will get a file. From there you will do the development. It may get one file, it may get number of files that you have to do.
Sir, like do we have S3 bucket in on premises where we get all the files? The same is here also?
The S3 bucket, you're talking about the Amazon Web Services, I guess, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, same S3 bucket. We don't call here buckets. We call here the containers.
Okay, containers. Okay.
That BLOB blob is there, na? That is nothing but a blob service. Inside that, there's a container I created, source data log. That is a container. Generally, we call that in data, I mean, in AWS, we call buckets.
Yeah, okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, that is called buckets. Here we call containers. In AWS, you have a glue. Glue is a ETL tool that is not that popular. Then your data factory. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So process. Let me apply some graph. Go ahead. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Any other questions? Any other doubts? So 40 records are loaded. If by mistakenly, if I start again, what will happen? If I by mistakenly somebody start this process, my pipeline. Your junior is came and he started loading the data again. He don't know you already started it. He again click on the button. What will happen that time?
Will append.
Data duplication, right? Data may get duplication. Can you see now? I'm taking just one pie chart. And here I want to show the country-wise revenue or country-wise counts. Instead of revenue, let's go with the counts. So country-wise counts that we have here now. Okay, if you want to take multiple graphs, you can prepare a dashboard also. You can prepare a dashboard. Now you can see here, it presenting country-wise counts. So guys, my system is very slow. I need to restart, I guess. Okay, you can see how many counts are there. Where is the Canada? Canada having 6 records. 6 count. Employees CID. If I by mistakenly start, data will duplication. And what happened? The data will duplications. Your team will come here. Your clients will be sitting here. He will see the reports. Morning we got 6 records. Now I see 12 records. What is the problem? What is the issue? They will raise a ticket. The ticket will goes to the Power BI team. They will say why it was 12, why it was refreshed 12. They'll go in the database. Yes, there's a 12. Then they will raise with the data factory team. They will go and they'll check again back to the source team why it is a 6 and why what happened. Is anybody executed that or not? So to handle this, we have some loading process. To work on this, we have some loading process. See, if I refresh, if a user will refresh this, if user will refresh this, what will happen? 80 record was processed. 80 record was processed. Now you can see how many records here? Almost 12 records. Earlier 6, now 6. So to handle this one, we have a loading process. This you have to know. A full load, delta load, incremental load. Again, in incremental load, we have a CAD, or what is we call SCD, CDC, by using lookups, by using other process. This is all we have to know as a ETL developer. This is a basic process you have to know. Loading process we call. As a reporting developer, how they know this graphs? The same way as a ETL developers, we need to know basic loading process. This is very important. Okay, how to use that? I'm going to show you in the regular classes from tomorrow. Any other questions, any other doubts, guys? Quickly, I have to jump to other session.